Here today we're back with another review, and this one's coming from Doja. Here today it is going to be the Sour Diesel times ZOAP, which I was recommended, and honestly this is actually coming from a legal dispensary in Massachusetts. This is very interesting to see something coming from a legal dispensary getting reviewed by me, but it's also very interesting to see that Doja is being brought to the Massachusetts legal market. It's being grown by BreatheFree. I also got another strain from them that is winning some awards. It's the Melon Ball Z. I'm gonna probably post that review same day that you'll be able to see this one, so go check that one out. That being said, though, today we have the ZOAP times Sour D. This one right here definitely is going to check a box or two. It's definitely going to not check a few other boxes. So let's get into rating it. This one, for the look, is actually going to get a 9. I want to be fair, give this one a 9 because I truly don't see much wrong with the look. I would actually say this looks beautiful for stuff that's coming from the legal market. Most stuff coming from the legal market gets tortured going through a machine trim. This one doesn't appear to have happened to it, so huge advantage on it, that side. I would say I don't really see anything that's a flaw, you could say, for this one on the look, so it's gonna get a 9, a fair 9. That moves us to the smell. The second thing that we're gonna run into when we get a strain or get some new weed is the smell. The first thing you're gonna see is the look. You're gonna see the look, and next you're gonna smell the smell. So this one right here is gonna have a very faint ZOAP smell. I would say if you've ever had ZOAP, you would know it's definitely a very interesting, unique smell that is distinct to itself. Nothing really smells like it, and it's definitely gonna be very true to itself. As I said, it is going to be very faint, so it's extremely weak. It's not the most grab your nose soap. I've had soaps before that are just insane. The second you open a bag or open a jar of it, you're just like, what the heck? This is insane, but this is not that. I would say you open the jar, very faint, not grabbing your nose. It's going to be something that is seeming to be almost older. Says that it was from September. That's when it was harvested, so it's about 3 months ago. Makes sense why it's not packing the punch in the smell, but I would say a 6. Very fair. It's definitely something that smelled very much better when I first got it. Doesn't have that smell now, so that's definitely something I have to be aware of, keep note of. It's not one of those things that has a longevity like some of these other ones. It also is just not really going to have something that really was amazing at the first place anyways, so 6 seems fair. Moves us on to the taste. The taste on this one, I'm going to say a 4. Honestly, I would actually say that definitely what you're going to taste right away is the salts. I think a lot of people are going to become more aware of what salts are from stuff like this. You right away are going to get this strong, salty taste that is overwhelming. To be honest, it's overwhelming. You're going to taste that more than you're going to taste the ZOAP, and you're still going to get a little bit of zoapiness. It's not going to be super, super overwhelming where it's going to be able to compete with that salt taste. I think the salt is going to be something you're definitely going to notice, and as harsh as it is to say, I think that's the reason why it's getting a 4. I think the 4 is very fair for this one because it's not something that's going to impress you. I smoked a lot of it out of a bong. I noticed that it's definitely going to not have the most consistent taste. Sometimes it's going to be better than it's going to be worse. But I just noticed that for the most part, I did not really enjoy the taste. I think a 4 is fair. I'm not even trying to be harsher on this than I would be on the alternative market, but I think this is fair. I think that this, compared to most Doja stuff that I've ever had, is noticeably gonna have a salt taste, which I've never had anything from Doja before that's had a salt taste, so something you have to note. That leads us to the most important thing about it, is the high. How is the high? Is it actually gonna pack that punch that makes it worth even smoking, or is it gonna be one of those weak little things that just is just a waste of your money? To be honest, I'm gonna say a 7.5. I would actually say that the first time you smoke this one, it's gonna pack that punch. I smoked a joint of it right away, packed a punch, definitely got me beyond where I was expecting. I was almost like sedated. It was definitely a powerful punch that I was not expecting. What I also thought was very strange is it didn't have that effect every single time I tried it, though. Something I noticed right away is it seemed to gradually get weaker, almost. It almost seemed to not have the same effect at all from the first time to the second time to the next time to the next time to the next time. It seemed to just get less and less effective. So, not quite sure what that reason for that was. Something that I don't notice with a lot of strains. I've noticed majority of stuff that I get for a fair price range usually is consistent, and it's very interesting to me that I came to notice this. I don't know if there was something that could have played into it, if I ate a bunch of carbs, or I was just being lethargic or some shit for some other reason. Who knows? What I do know is it seemed to have packed a stronger punch the first time I smoked it. From there, gradually got weaker. Don't know what the real reason for that is. I do believe a 7.5 seems fair for the high. Not bad at all. I would actually say that this is something I enjoyed. Probably one of the better things that I've ever had from the Massachusetts legal market. And the salt taste is something that you kind of have to deal with on all sides of the market at the moment. I've noticed a lot of people are using salts because it's almost like using training wheels on a bike. A lot of people want to take the easy routes and they want to get the most out of taking those easy routes. So they're going to use these little cheat codes and use these little tricks so they can be able to get results that they think are going to be good enough to play the people, because all it's really going to do is make it look good, smell good, maybe, but it's not going to taste good. It's not going to get you higher, and it's just going to be a waste for the people that are actually going to be the end consumer, which are the people who should be using it for a medical reason or are using it for some sort of reason that is going to matter on the effects. The effects are definitely going to really matter. The way it tastes only matters for some social situations, and that's rare. Will that actually really matter? I know the entourage effect is real and all that, but save that for another day. This is going to be the overall right here. I think that this one was definitely something that was interesting to actually give a try, and I'm not disappointed that I did give it a try. I'm not surprised that it got this result. I think that there's always going to be room for being better, especially the fact that they just started running a lot of these different Doja things. I'm not surprised that they're not all the way dialed in, but definitely something that I'm not going to fully give my recommendation for. I think that this one was a good example to me that sometimes the more traditional market is the side that I'm going to appreciate more. But more love and all respect to everyone that watches this.